Georgia, Namacos. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Paul?
All right, good. Orphans International, James J. Dudley Luce Foundation, and your organization are partnering together. Tell us about what's happening.
Well, I'll tell you. The Orpheus Luxury Collection, Philanthropy Through Travel Initiative Program, is hosting an event for the J. Luce Foundation for the launching of the Hellenic Fund. And we are honored to do this for Jim, that will help the Hellenes, the young Hellenes, including the migrant children that are landing on Hellas, that are escaping the atrocities of war and despair.
So Jim's foundation, I know, and we've done many shows on our audience knows, is involved with orphans or now migrants.
That's right.
And so are there some of the funds going to be able to go and help some of the migrants in this situation?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, this is something that Jim will talk about. We are hosting the event for him, and we're more than happy to do that. And we will also present a donation to Jim's foundation for the Hellenic Fund, which is under the Philanthropy Through Travel Initiative Program.
We did a whole show at the Greek
That's right.
tourist.
And this is a part of it. It's the first event that we're hosting under the Symposiums and Support event series.
Now, let me also say that George is a host producer of Good News Hellas. As well.
That's right, I am. That's right. We're collaborating, that's right, in promoting all the Hellenic issues.
Now, you love the word, and you believe in the original name of Greece. Is that what it is?
Absolutely, absolutely. The name is Hellas, Hellenic, Hellenes. Greek, Greece. Okay, I guess it's for those that don't know.
Aha, what's good news for you?
Good news for me is being able to do my part in helping the Hellenes and the whole world.
We love it. Talking about the whole world, we're involved with world peace,
Absolutely.
And you were a part of that as well. What does peace mean to you?
Peace means to me intellectual freedom.
Beautiful. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, hi. Now we're here with Jim Luce. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Hi.
What's the good news today?
You're the good news today. So Orphans International Worldwide, Jim's been helping so many for so long. So tell us about this event.
I went to Greece for the first time this summer, and I was very concerned with the welfare of the Greek children after the economic collapse of Greece with the European Union. It started in 2008 with the big worldwide crisis that we had economically, but then this year with the default with Germany and the European Union and all, it became that much worse. The banks were closed and senior citizens were lining up trying to get their money out, and it was very, very bad. But actually, Paul, compared to Haiti and Indonesia and Sri Lanka and India and the other countries we work in, even though it's really poor for Europe, it's still much more affluent than what we're used to dealing with. But then when I saw that first picture of the child washed up on the beach in actually that was Turkey, not Greece, but the little infant on the beach, I realized that Greece is a major, major doorway for refugees coming from Syria and Afghanistan and Iraq. And if we could combine a fund which would help not only the indigenous Greek children, but also Roma children and children that are coming over from Albania to be trafficked, or especially the refugee children coming through. There's now 500,000 people that have come through Greece in the last year, a quarter of which 125,000 are children, many of them getting separated from their parents, and the need is just unbelievable. They've actually run out of burial space on the island of Lesbos to bury people because there's just too many people dying. It's just tragedy beyond belief.
What's going to happen here?
As much money as we can to try to intervene with young adults and children, whether they're Greek or refugee, and help move them on. So, of course, the United Nations cannot do enough. The Greek government cannot do enough. The European Union cannot do enough. So why are we throwing our hat into the ring? Because I'm convinced that if everybody stepped up to the plate and tried to do something, we're not going to do enormous things. We're going to make a small, small mountain. But for those of your viewers who know the story of the orphan, of the starfish on the beach, for those fish that we throw back into the ocean, it's going to make all the difference in the world. So if we help 6 kids, 60 kids, 600 kids, it will change their lives forever. We're not going to solve the problem, but we're going to do what we can as much as we can, because how can we do any less?
Jim, you're always doing great, important work. What's good news for you?
Good news for me is that Good News Broadcasting is here, and we're helping the children of Greece. And I'm really excited to have so many good New Yorkers coming forward and caring about the world. That's my
last question, because we're involved and you're part of us. what's world peace? What's peace for you?
Peace for me is more than the absence of conflict. Peace for me is the ability for children to study and have good health and have a home over their head and just have the ability to be void of conflict and to feel good about themselves. So peace is so much more than just not violence. Peace is people really being truly human, and that's peace for me.
Jim, thanks so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, hi, Georgia. I want to ask you one other last question. First of all, we have Orpheus Luxury Collection behind us.
Correct, yes.
And the yachts and the sail to the seas and so on.
Yes.
So actually, your whole company does a lot of travel work. Is that right?
We do a lot of travel, yes, and the Orpheus Luxury Collection is the private jets and the private yachts division.
So this outreach here for deeply appreciate humanity and nature, I know that's in your soul.
Absolutely, and that's why we're doing what we're doing.
And so this organization tonight, what's going to happen here tonight?
Well, this is the launching of the Hellenic Fund for the J. Luce Foundation, in which the Orpheus Luxury Collection is hosting under the Symposiums in Support event series of the Philanthropy Through Travel Initiative program.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you, Georgia.
Thank you. Thank you.
So our good friend Jim Luce mentioned that the word Jamaica. Your name is?
Genevieve Brown Metzger.
Okay, and you're involved with the Jim Luce Foundation?
Yes, I am. I'm on the Global Advisory Board.
Alrighty, and I heard the word Jamaica, and since I think it's such a cool place, tell us, he mentioned maybe, is he involved in Jamaica in some way?
Well, he's writing an article now, but Jim and I met around Jamaica. I served until recently as the Consul General for Jamaica in the U.S.
Okay.
So we're connecting in a number of areas.
All right, so you obviously know a lot about Jamaica.
I guess so.
On a political level
Right.
and a life level. Were you born in Jamaica?
Yes, I'm Jamaican.
And tell us some of the highlights of your country that
good
people
heavens.
should know. And we have 3 days, and I don't think that's going to be enough.
It's not going to be enough, but for the next 30 seconds.
Give us a couple of the
Of
highlights.
course, we have the world's fastest man and woman. Right, you know that, the Olympics,
Okay.
Usain Bolt,
Yeah.
of course. And we're the home of reggae music. And reggae is interesting because it is really a new type of music. Being a classical violinist myself, I learned that reggae music is one of the only music genres that's been developed in the last 500 years. It's a very different beat. And of course, there are the obvious things like the tourism, the sand and the sea, some of the most amazing beaches, and wonderful people. We are very much working on our investment portfolio, so come on, Americans, come and invest in Jamaica.
This is great. You ever hear a guy named, I think it's Marley, something Marley?
Something Marley, as in Bob Marley.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's it. That's the guy. So we're very involved with world peace. And we honor the United Nations International Day of Peace,
Of course.
which is September 21st.
Of course.
And we're trying to throw a party, our best we can,
Yes.
worldwide. To celebrate that day.
Lovely.
Okay, I think they have some parties in Jamaica every once in a while, and so with that in mind, overall, I'd say one of our leading songs that when we play Bob Marley's "One
Love," of course.
the
It's like-
place goes berserk.
Exactly.
So we're all in a human peace sign, and everybody finally gets down.
Right.
What is it? What do you think the beat is, and what is it? It's a happy, positive, life-affirming song.
Listen, it has its reality. I mean, everything is not la 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 nirvana, but we still have some issues that we have to deal with. The economy is very difficult. Of course, that's the case globally, and we're struggling with our dollar and to keep things going. The major income generator is tourism, and you know that fluctuates. So we're really pushing the trade and investment side.
Beautiful. 2 last quick questions. What's good news for you? What's good news?
The good news is that I'm here and I'm meeting you, and I just met Sarah, and it's fabulous to be here, and Jim is here, and what better place to be spending this evening?
We love it. Last question, because of our involvement with World Peace and the
Yes.
International Day of Peace. What is peace for you? What's peace for
Oh,
you?
peace is everything to me. Peace is absolutely everything. Peace for me is not having to do the rat race every day, but really doing what I love to do, which is hard work, but what I love to do. And that's working with people, bringing people together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
And the freedom to do it.
and the freedom to do it.
Okay, I'm here with Susie DiRappolio. Hi, Susie. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
All right, good. So tell us about your involvement with the James J. Dudley Luce Foundation, and I believe it has something to do with Cambodia. Is that right?
Yes.
And Sri Lanka.
Yes, I've worked with the Luce Foundation in Cambodia and Sri Lanka, both Orphans International Worldwide and the James J. Dudley Luce Foundation, and I have seen their good work, both organizations, in both countries. In Sri Lanka, there was an enormous amount of aid that flooded in after the tsunami, and I have to say that one of the most transparent and effective use of funds was by the J. Dudley Luce Foundation there.
And how long have you been involved in doing these good things?
I have been involved with the foundation for about 5 years.
Wonderful. And so why did you get involved?
I met Jim through the Honorable Palitha Kahona, the former UN ambassador from Sri Lanka, and he had advised me that that was one of the best groups I could work with. I was going in to do a thesis on sustainable development in Sri Lanka, and once I started working with them, there was no looking back.
Great. What's good news for you? What's good news for you?
Good news for me is hearing about more beneficial projects, more sustainable work going on in developing countries.
I love it. Talking about that, we're very involved with the International Day of Peace, September 21st, World Peace. What's
Yes.
peace for you?
Peace for me is everybody being able to get a good night's sleep. They're not hungry, they're not worried, they can look forward to something the next day, and they're with the people they love.
I love it. Katie Couric once said to me when I asked her that, she said, sleep.
Exactly, yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm good, Paul. How are you?
Okay, good. So tell us what brings you here tonight. I think you're on the board of the J. Luce, right?
I'm on the board of directors of the J. Luce Foundation, and they teamed forces tonight to try to help the children in Greece. Well, not to try to help, but to put their best foot forward to help a lot of the children coming over from Syria into Greece, the refugees. So any money raised tonight would go towards them.
Sarah, you're a do-gooder of the extreme wonderfulness. How come you do all that?
Well, I'm a registered nurse by trade, so I've always had the need to want to help people. And when I left nursing years ago, I turned my life to charities. And there are so many charities and so many people in need, and I think I do it because I know I'm helping. Even if it's a small amount, I'm helping. Probably like you. You're always doing good, Paul. Always.
We're happy because we have people to do it good with, and that's the only reason we're able to. What's good news for you?
Good news for me is that the event tonight is a success, and the good news will be if we can help, even if we help one child to change a life, that will be wonderful.
Last question. You know all about our Peace Day events, and you've been such a good supporter of them. What's peace mean to you?
Peace would be no war, no guns, no killing, no murder, and no hatred. I know that's a very tough glass to fill, but it would be wonderful if we could all get along and just love each other.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, hi, I'm here now with Neil Hall. We're here still at the James J. Dudley Foundation, Luce. All right, hi, and you're a doctor, right, Neil?
Yes, I am.
All right. You know, James did say to me that you're a poet, in addition to a doctor. And I believe you have a poem that really speaks to difficulties for some in this world, maybe all, in life. And what we're talking about here is orphans, we're talking about migrants, we're talking about people that are in situations that might not be the easiest. And I think your poem, which I just took a look at, speaks to that. It's not easy. It's not easy for hardly anyone. But yours is uplifting, but it's serious. And I'd love for you to share it if you'd be so kind.
Yes, I'd be happy to. The poem is called Mountaintop. It says, I've been to the mountaintop where they had me, when they asked me to ask not what my country could do for me, rather what I could do for my country, whilst my country was doing me. I've been to the mountaintop. Ain't nothing there but a straight drop. You see, from the hilltops of New Hampshire, from the mighty mountains of New York, to the Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, from the snow-capped Rockies to the slopes of California. There ain't no kings, no dreams, no promised land, no embracing hand, no lands of equal opportunity, no promissory note guaranteeing liberty. Ain't no freedom's ring, no we the people. My eyes can't see anything but dated niggas clinging to a nightmare, posing as a dream. You see, you can't free nobody if your mind's not free enough to see that their song won't sing. Our country, 'tis of thee, that sweet land of liberty, land where my fathers died, land where from every mountaintop they say, let freedom ring. Well, I've been to that mountaintop. Ain't nothing there but a straight drop.
Dr. Hall, thanks so much for sharing that.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Dr. Hall, two last questions. What is good news for you?
What is good news for me? I think when we have conditions where each man and woman can rise and fall on their own merits and not the barriers that people set up in front of them for them to fall off.
We're very involved with the International Day of Peace, World Peace. And we ask everybody, what does peace mean to them? What does peace mean to you?
And I think it's similar to what I just said. I think when there's enough quiet and enough harmony that a man or woman can rise or fall on their own merits, again, and not the obstacles that people place in front of them to fall.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.